Hello FCS 2250 computer application students, Mr. Lang here, and here we are. We're in Excel. So in Excel section 1, we're going to work on organizing and analyzing data. Section 2, we're going to work on editing and formatting our worksheets. And then last but not least, section 3, we're going to use functions, adding visual elements, and setting page layout. So let's go ahead and begin. We're going to start with our section 1. And we're going to then scroll on down, and we know that we have to use our practice exercises that we're going to do together, and then you will work through your assessments after that. Please don't forget that you also have these resources as well if you ever get stuck and need a little bit of additional information. And lastly, always don't forget that we have our Cirrus chat that you can use to ask Cirrus any questions if you are having any technical difficulties. So I'm just going to pause the video while this loads up for us. All right, here we are. We're going to go ahead and full screen this, and we're going to go through our beginning information. We got 5 tasks to do, still unlimited time and attempts, and we do have Cirrus enabled. I'm going to go ahead and increase my screen here a little bit to see things a little better. Okay, I'll move my directions over here. Let's go ahead and begin. So project number 1 here is saying that we need to type 1300 in cell B11. So we're going to play some Battleship here. B11. We're going to go down to that cell right there, and we are going to put in 1300. And a couple ways you can do this. You can, if you want to stay in the cell, you can press that check mark. You are still in the cell. If you did press your enter key, it would bring you, it would enter that information. It would just bring you to another cell. All right, but we've got that done. We'll hit our save key. Let's go ahead and choose next. Enter sequential month labels in cell C4 through D4. Again, now this is a range when you start looking at where they're asking you to go through multiple cells. So let's go ahead and take a look at this real quick. So we're going to be in cell B4. So again, we're going to go back to our Battleship here. We're going to make that active. All right, using the white plus makes things active or selects things. All right. Now we're going to use the fill handle and hold down the left mouse button and drag the pointer into cell D4 and then release the mouse button. So if I just needed to select something, white plus, and I select it. If I need to copy something, fill handle, bottom right hand corner of that cell, turns the white plus into a black plus. I click and drag. Now I'm using the autofill and just keep going through. I'm through those cell ranges that it's asking through D4. And now, again, Excel is smart, all right? Our computers are getting smarter and smarter every day. It says, hey, I know that June is meaning July, and I'm going to go ahead and put in August and September here because those are the sequential months. So pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and just click in a different cell and hit my save key. I'm going to go ahead and turn off those directions there, and we'll move into 3 of 5. Enter a sum function in cell C12 that sums the range C9 through C11. Again, here's a range, all right? And we remember back from our mathematical days of summing or adding things up. So let's go ahead and just make sure that we are doing what they're asking us to do. We want to be in cell C12. So we're going to go ahead and click in C12, C12. It also tells us up here, I should have introduced this to us as well. This is kind of our naming location. We can name these cells, believe it or not, give it a name, or it will tell us where we are. You'll see about the naming of cells or ranges in a future assignment. So we're in C12 here. And now we need to click the auto sum button in the editing group on the home tab. So I'm on the home tab. Believe it or not, I believe my auto sum is underneath my answer key. So I'm going to try to move that if it will let me. There it goes. So I want to click back in Excel because, again, it deactivates it. So we're back in Excel. and there is the auto sum right there. Now the auto sum is going to look for information around it. Again, it's pretty smart. It's saying, okay, there's numbers above me. All right, so when I hit that auto sum, it actually selects that range, and we're going to double check that range, C9 through C11, and as you see here, from C9 through C11, that's our range. Awesome. I can just press my enter key, and we now have that auto sum there. I'm going to go ahead and close that answer key. I'm going to click back into Excel to reactivate the worksheet, and I'm going to go ahead and save. 4 of 5, copy the formula in cell B12 into D12. So B12 is right here. Here's our formula, and it's adding up these numbers here. You can see that in your formula bar here. If you also want to see what it's adding up, you can double click it and it will give you the range here. I like to use my escape key on my keyboard to get rid of that. Well, that escape key is getting me out of full screen mode. Usually I am able to do that in Excel, but it did not like me doing that in our web version of it. So I'm going to go ahead and click back into cell B12 here. And we're going to copy that formula. So we'll just go up to our clipboard group, copy. And we will go down to D12 now, D12, great band, and we'll go ahead and paste that in there. All right, now the numbers aren't the same as that, and it's just basically copying the formula. So here it's looking at this information, and we can see that in our formula bar here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and hit my save key, and then sometimes I like to just click in a cell where there's not much information on it, and that's just a personal thing that I've always done. Nothing that you need to do. Last but not least, 5 of 5, we're going to enter a formula in cell B14 that subtracts, we're going to subtract the total expenses for July from the gross margin for July. All right, so B14, our net income before taxes. All right, let's go ahead and just make sure that we are doing what they want us to do. So we're going to go into cell B14, and now we're going to start a formula. We're going to enter. Now, as it says here, we're going to use B7 minus B12. I like to use my mouse to select those ranges. So I'm going to click in cell B7, and as you can see, B7 appears here. I'm going to press my minus key on my keyboard. Can't see me doing it, but trust me, I have done that. And now I'm going to click in cell B12 there. All right, so you can see the formula right there, and I can just click my enter, and there we have 1600 minus 1360 equals 2400, our net income before our taxes. All right, you can press your enter key on your keyboard as well. Multiple ways to do it. It will do the same thing. All right, so again, you could type that in. I like to use my mouse. All right, so we have made a couple formulas, entered some information in. We've copied and pasted a formula. Let's see what we've done here. Let's see how we've done. All right, we've done really well on exercise number 1 for our first Excel project. So great work, and we will see you in exercise 2 for section 1. Thanks everybody for hanging out. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the tutorial, please go ahead and contact Cirrus Chat for any technical difficulties that you may be receiving. Have a great one.